This past Saturday, we had an awful main event, as Kevin alluded to. Sean Porter versus Andre Berto, which is the beginning of an exciting 2-month run in the world of boxing. There are quite a few big fights coming up.
Yes.
We want to discuss them. Want to ask the guys a couple questions. We do have a few boxing heads in the group. But let's get the trash out of the way first from last Saturday. Sean Porter versus Andre Berto. Quick thoughts, because we got a lot better shit to talk about.
Berto needs to retire.
Before
the fight.
No, he could. You know what? The funny thing is, Berto could still be a stepping stone and still make some money.
He's a gatekeeper.
Yeah, he can still do that.
Thing is, he's been making money a long time.
Yeah.
And so, I don't want the Shane Mosley to happen to him.
Oh, God.
Where
The thing is, he took time off because of the Haiti thing.
He need to go back to Haiti.
Berto doesn't have a gin, though. So that's why Shane is still fighting.
So he might, and I mean, he in his comments after the fight,
You just got
yeah.
'Cause I thought you said Jim at first.
Nah,
You said Jim.
he said Jin.
Gin.
His comments after the fight suggested he actually might be taking some time off.
Well, if you get hit with 72 headbutts, you just might.
Because he has 4
Hey,
concussions.
that's why Tyson bit Holyfield.
Sean Porter is annoying.
He's
as fuck.
annoying.
Anytime the winner has to apologize to the loser, that's a problem.
Straight up.
But Berto has got to have the worst footwork I've ever seen in the sport of boxing.
And he's athletic. That's what's crazy.
That's what's crazy to me too.
But that was what the tease was about him when you saw him coming up. He was exciting, but you pay attention, that footwork never got better.
Never
He
got
never
anything.
he never added. He's the athlete. He's the football player. He's the basketball player that just never added to his game at all.
Yeah,
Should have went
nothing.
into MMA like his
The rest
pops.
of his family.
Yeah.
So with that, rest in peace, Berto. Moving on to bigger and better things.
Literally.
Literally, this upcoming weekend, we have a big heavyweight fight. Vladimir Klitschko versus Anthony Joshua. What are you guys' thoughts on this fight?
I feel weird about this fight. Joshua's camp is real smart. They've already complained to the refs about Klitschko's jab and grab, which is illegal. And if they get that into the ref's head, the young lion's jab is just good enough. It's not as good as Klitschko's, but it's a powerful jab. Klitschko has the what do you call that? He has the experience on Joshua.
Big fight experience. If it goes deep. If it goes deep, because Joshua has knocked everybody out. He's not been tested, and he's not been tested deep into a fight.
Has he had 20 fights yet?
I think he's had 20 fights.
He's got
yet.
like 24.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
But he has not. He's not been tested deep, so that's what I'm looking for. But he's a young lion. He has boxing skills.
He does have
And
boxing
I have this sinking feeling that boxing wants him to succeed.
Right.
He has the model looks. He's the perfect physique. If he can actually box and be a heavyweight, boxing would love for him to succeed.
He's no Tyson Fury.
Well, I was right. I mean, and Vlad looked bad versus a bad Tyson Fury.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was reluctant to pull the trigger. I think that if Joshua is ready for the moment, I think he stops Vlad, because that was over a year ago.
Yeah.
And he's 40.
Or does the old lion have one more in him?
That's what he's talking about. He's saying all the right things.
Yeah.
This is it for him.
Does he have? He knows that he looked so bad going against Tyson Fury, and it's hard to be motivated for a clown like Fury. I can understand that, but you got the young guy coming at you. Can you go to the well one more time?
We'll see. Kev, you had a question?
Yeah, I actually wanted to allude to something Kenyon mentioned. Has Joshua had any fights, or who has he fought that gives you an idea that he can beat Klitschko?
The UK version of their Uber drivers. I mean, that's my only thing, and we don't know too much about him or Wilder, like we talked about a couple shows back. But Wilder does have a better resume, and that's not saying too much.
And Kevin, it's more of just watching him and looking at his power, his speed, because he's an athlete. That's why we have these feelings where we don't know, because you saw how bad Klitschko looked his last fight. If Klitschko looked like Klitschko, we wouldn't even be talking about that. We'd be like, all right, Joshua's next up to get beat down. But he looked bad, and this guy looks hungry.
Yeah.
So
this will be a stern test both ways.
So speaking of hungry, we have a super fight after that on pay-per-view. Canelo versus Chavez Jr.
That's next week, right?
That's 2 weeks, so May 6th.
Okay.
May 6th, yeah.
So for me, I'm not sure why Canelo took this fight. We talked a lot about this. I mean, he claimed that he wasn't big enough to be a middleweight, and then he goes and fights somebody at 168, and now they're at 164. So it's Omar said it smells like the B word. I don't know, a couple weeks, bitch.
Shit.
But Chavez is a big boy. I don't know about this one.
The thing is, he talks himself into this because he got up in the ring and talked all that shit about GGG, and then he ran like a hoe. So his only other option is either fight GGG or let me take a chance with this man who doesn't like to train, drinks and smokes too much. So maybe I can. But if Chavez takes this fight seriously and he puts a paw on Canelo, it's night.
I think to answer your question, the answer is money. The Mexicans are they're gonna support this fight. This is the classic Mexican fight in that you have the pretty boy entitled Mexican on one hand, and then you got the machismo sort of, loyal.
He lost that right to say that shit.
Yeah.
Loyal.
I was gonna say which one is which.
Loyal to the soil. It's not unlike what happened when De La Hoya fought Fernando Vargas.
Right. It's weird because he's like Chavez is the prince though. Like people want him to succeed because of his lineage.
Yes. Yeah.
The prodigal son.
So it's.
But does he really want it though?
Well, apparently, unless it's promoter BS, Oscar says there is real disdain between the two. But it's money because this is going to do well on pay-per-view. It's going to be a good fight, and
it's a good card as well.
Exactly, and I also think it's a leverage ploy on Canelo's part because Canelo's basically saying to GGG, "I don't need you."
It was a great chess move too because the pay-per-view numbers are going to be high just because it's the Mexican holiday that weekend, and it's the two Mexican kings of boxing right now. Yeah. So it's like, and then at that point, GGG is you had what 100,000 people
right.
pay-per-view.
So yeah, it looks bad on him. Now, not to mention the undercard is going to be
Who's
entertaining.
Matisse
and Lemieux, your new famous Canadian.
Matisse ain't fighting Lemieux.
Oh no. But they're fighting, so that's good because sometimes we lack other good fights.
Watch this, Dev. Kev, you awake?
Well, lights on, Kev.
2 questions I did have though. Omar answered. It's I was gonna say it's May 6th, the day after Cinco de Mayo. But I did read somewhere. I'm not sure whether it's Canelo or Chavez. Did one of them have to drop to a certain weight class in order to?
They're meeting in the middle. Yeah, Chavez is going down.
Yeah, one is coming out, one is going down. The problem is Chavez typically stays all the way up.
He don't make weight. He don't make weight. But Kev, I'm gonna mention something to you because May 20th, 2 weeks after that, we have boxing on multiple channels on Showtime.
Must be Tank time.
We got Gary Russell who's fighting.
You said something about him being up and coming.
No, who? Gary Russell?
Yes.
Oh well.
He's not.
Yeah, well, we're still waiting for him to come up.
No, he is where he is.
Well, no, we're still waiting. But then we also have Gervonta Tank Davis from Baltimore, who defends his title in the UK.
Liam Walsh.
Yeah, so he's going to the UK. And then also Bud fights that weekend.
Bud ain't fighting nobody, right?
Felix Diaz. He's a good fighter. Felix Diaz is a good. He's gonna get mixed.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Is Baltimore up for it, or do they even know what the hell's going on with Tank?
Don't. We're definitely up for it. I'm excited. Not only, of course, it's Tank time, like Omar mentioned, but Dev, you said it's on Showtime, so I won't have to pay for it. So I'll be watching.
Cody, excuse me.
Exactly. So after that, I think the biggest fight that we're all extremely excited about is Kell Brook versus Errol Spence, which is let's separate the men from the boys.
Now I am a Kell Brook fan. I always have been. I like the way he fights. He's one of those guys who's not really great at anything, but he's good at everything. But
hey, one thing's for sure, he's not afraid to fight anybody.
He's not.
No, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, when you got one eye and they letting you fight still, because GGG has his eye still.
Man down.
Man,
Errol Spence is a monster.
Yeah,
man down. I'm so excited for that.
You know who he's been sparring with? Errol.
Yeah, he's been fighting with the Charlo.
With the
Big Charlo.
With the
With Big Charlo?
With yeah.
Yeah. He's been sparring with him.
Whose twin also fought was on the undercard.
I've said it before. Those who are about to die,
We salute you.
So that's a super fun one to watch.
It's funny though. I'm seeing a lot of really experienced boxing guys. First of all, the hate is palpable. For Errol.
Yeah, they saying
he's
pumped up.
Guys are really trying to. They're looking for ways to cut him down. You know, and then you see the subtle hate, which I hate, especially amongst black men. But that's a different show and everything else. But there's the subtle hate of
boxers. They don't care.
There's the subtle hate of, well, you know, if I was him, I wouldn't have gone to the UK to take that fight. But there are respected boxing analysts and people that are in the fight game that are also, they're saying that if the decision goes to the cards, that they're wondering if Errol Spence is going to get a fair shake or not. What I would ask you guys, Devin, you in particular, do you think there's a chance that it goes to the cards?
I think if it does go to the cards, then the UK fix is definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a great fight, we might see somebody get robbed with a draw. I think that's a possibility. But I can't see it going the distance.
You can't see it going the distance.
Either way, I think. I think if Spence is not the guy we think is, he gets exposed, because Kel's good, but the way that he sits down on them punches.
The way they both fight though, it's not going the distance because Kel can box.
Yeah.
So can Errol. He's not a punk. So he went to fight GGG. He left the eye in the ring, but he went to go fight GGG, and Errol Spence is that guy.
And if Errol Spence dominates Kell Brook, absolutely no one's going to fight him ever.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's going to have to move up to heavyweight, goddammit. And then last but not
Canelo
least,
will run from him.
Last but not least, we got a rematch, one of the best fights from last year. We got Ward Kovalev 2. I actually see this fight going completely different than it went the first time. I think Ward's computed the equation and has come back with the answer. And I think that's how it's going to go to y'all.
And here come receipts. Here comes some receipts.
First of all, we already saw the winner of the trainer. Because he was whispering to him, and that man paid respect. We ain't got to say no more.
No, I think everyone is on to it. That Ward definitely figured something out in that second fight. And I think the thing you have to watch out for now, there's a lot of vitriol coming out of the Kovalev camp. A lot of shit talking. And you got to watch for emotions to come into play, because a guy like Ward that is a technician, that knows how to be composed, that has been in all types of adversity, including in his last fight against Kovalev, if Kovalev allows the emotions to dictate his actions, and Ward, it could go really bad for
Ward.
Kovalev.
Already planted that seed because he pointed it out about how the fight went when he got knocked down, and he was calm, collected, and he figured it out. He didn't get emotional, and he said, "This is what I do." And Kovalev, you can see him getting emotional. He cannot get in the ring with Andre Ward being emotional, because he will put you down. Yeah. Man is too good.
Quick, before you go, I'll just ask you guys a question each. I'll start with Les, since he brought it up. As a young single bachelor, if I only have time to watch 2 of these fights, which ones would you guys pick?
Well, first off, we know you're going to watch the free one.
Cheap motherfucker.
So that's you're going to watch Tank Davis. So May 20th, you know what? Just take that day. Take that day, May 20th. Watch those fights. Because the rest of them, you might have to come out the pocket.
That's funny.
Got you.